The Kethvar had perfected the art of the hunt across 3 galaxies. For millennia, they had descended upon worlds like a plague of shadows, their chitinous forms moving through the darkness with predatory grace. They hunted not for sustenance, but for the pure ecstasy of the kill. Every sentient species in the known universe had learned to fear the distinctive hum of their void ships cutting through space. Commander Raffi Chen adjusted his tactical visor as he crouched behind the twisted remains of what had once been New Geneva's central spire. The human colony on Kepler 442b had been thriving just 72 hours ago. Now it was a graveyard of twisted metal and broken dreams. "Movement, southeast quadrant," whispered Alvina Martinez through the comm link, her sniper rifle tracking shadows between the ruins. The xenobiologist had volunteered for this mission despite having no military training. Her expertise with alien physiology had proven invaluable in the 3 previous encounters with the Kethvar. Raffi's jaw tightened. The galaxy had watched for centuries as the Kethvar systematically hunted species after species to extinction. The proud Zephyrians, with their crystalline cities that sang in the stellar winds, had lasted only 6 months. The aquatic Mordun had hidden in the deepest ocean trenches of their homeworld, but the hunters had found them anyway. Even the technologically advanced hegemony of Voss had fallen within a decade. But humanity was different. The first Kethvar hunting party had arrived at Earth expecting another easy culling. They had studied human settlements, catalogued human weaknesses, and prepared for a swift elimination. What they encountered instead was something unprecedented in their long history of conquest. Humans didn't just fight back. They learned. There, Alvina's voice was barely audible. Thermal signature behind the medical facility. 4 of them. Raffi activated his suit's stealth field and moved with practiced silence toward the indicated position. The Kethvar were apex predators, standing nearly 3 meters tall with razor-sharp talons and chitin armor that could deflect most energy. Weapons. Their sensory organs could detect movement across vast distances, and their reflexes were faster than those of any previously encountered species. But Raffi had been hunting them for 2 years now. The first thing humans had learned about the Kethvar was that they were overconfident. Millennia of easy victories had made them predictable. They always approached from the same vectors, always used the same hunting patterns, always underestimated their prey. The second thing humans learned was that the Kethavar's greatest strength was also their greatest weakness. Their predatory instincts were so deeply ingrained that they couldn't resist responding to the right stimuli. Raffi triggered a small device that emitted the distress pheromones of a wounded human. It was a trick that had worked on 17 different hunting parties across 9 systems. The Kethvar couldn't help themselves. They had to investigate what appeared to be easy prey. The first hunter emerged from behind a collapsed wall, its forearms extended and sensory tentacles twitching with anticipation. It never saw Alvina's plasma bolt pierce through the weak point at the base of its skull, a vulnerability she had discovered during her dissection of their first kill. The remaining 3 Kethvar immediately shifted into combat formation, their hunt call echoing through the ruins. But Raffi was already moving. Where other species had tried to match the aliens' physical prowess, humans had chosen a different approach entirely. They had turned the hunt into a science. Every movement was calculated. Every trap was psychological as much as physical. While the Kethvar relied on instinct honed over millions of years of evolution, humans brought adaptability, creativity, and most importantly, spite. Raffi's plasma grenades detonated in sequence, herding the surviving hunters toward Alvina's position. But these were veteran Kethvar, not the younger hunters they had faced before. They adapted quickly, splitting up and using the rubble for cover. That was when the third element of humanity's strategy revealed itself. "This is Echo Squad, we have them boxed in," came a voice over the comm. Captain Torres and his team had been waiting in the ruins for over 6 hours, letting Raffi and Alvina drive the hunters into their kill zone. What followed wasn't really a battle. It was an execution. The Kethvar had spent so long as the apex predator that they had forgotten what it felt like to be prey. As plasma fire lit up the ruins from multiple angles, as their escape routes were systematically cut off. As their hunt calls turned to desperate shrieks, they finally understood what every other species in the galaxy had experienced: terror. The last hunter tried to flee, its predatory confidence shattered. Raffi put it down with a single shot to the back. "Command, this is Hunter Team 7, Raffi reported. "New Geneva is clear. No survivors among the hunting party." "Acknowledged, Hunter 7. Intel reports 3 more Kethvar ships have entered human space. Looks like word is spreading about what happened to their advanced scouts." Alvina checked her rifle's power cell and smiled grimly. "Good, let them come." Raffi looked up at the alien stars visible through New Geneva's shattered dome. For the first time in galactic history, the hunters had become the hunted. The Kethvar had made one critical error in their assessment of humanity. They had assumed that being prey would make humans weak. Instead, it had made them furious. Across human space, similar scenes were playing out. The species that had cowered in fear for generations watched in amazement as humanity did the impossible. Not only were the humans surviving the Kethvar onslaught, they were systematically exterminating every hunter they encountered. The galaxy's most feared predators were learning what it meant to face an enemy that refused to be prey, and humanity was just getting started.